As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Christo
and Coach Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, folks, we're going to have an amazing show. We are going to have a very, very special guest on the show today in honor of Women's History Month. This is the last show in Women's History Month. So guess what? We saved the best for last. So we're going to have this amazing woman entrepreneur. She has a dynamic story. Her entrepreneurial journey is phenomenal. And most of all, she's connected to yours truly. So co-hosts, in the meantime and in between time, how are you doing today?
I am glad it is Friday because this week has been, there's no words for this week. It was just more than one could deal with. Every day. I'm over the week. I am over all of this crazy working for taxes and all of that crap. And that's what I call it, crap, because it's too much. It's just way too much. So next year, I'm posting it as soon as the tax season over. If you do not reach and get to me throughout the year of the year prior to the tax season, if I am not working with you on a monthly basis, don't call me at the end. Don't call me in the next year because I ain't helping. I'm done. I am done. I'm sorry. Just done.
I hear you, co-host. I feel your pain, man, because we try our best to bend over and we help as many small businesses as we can. But I think a lot of small businesses, they kind of take what we do for granted. And they wait till the last moment to jump in and say, hey, can you help me? And just because we are so committed to helping, we will never say no. Even though sometimes we're supposed to say no, we never say no. So we're getting to the point where, we're going to have to draw a line in the sand, institute some discipline and say, hey, you know what? We really want to help you, but you missed the deadline. So let's catch up with you next time around.
Yeah, because they don't get it. It's not, accounting is something, one, that you should be doing every single month.
Yeah.
You're maintaining your books and stuff should be done every single month, not just, the year, whenever you feel like it. Because it's not really just about the IRS. It's about how you are doing business. That's what it's about, and how much money you're making, and knowing that from month to month. And so when you wait and do it the year after, now you don't remember what your transactions were. A whole bunch of stuff is going into that, and it's just really, it's not fair to you, and it's definitely not fair to me. Everything I did this week was like 2 seconds behind when it was supposed to be done. I didn't actually get my flyer out for the community briefing until 5:00 Wednesday night.
Oh my Lord.
And I usually do that on Monday or Tuesday. And I couldn't get it done because I'm doing this. And then I find out that the year I was working on was not the year that they needed done.
Lord. We can't have that. We cannot have that.
So
So
I
let's
am
draw
not.
some line in the sand here, co-host.
Yeah, my line is drawn, and that's just it. I just can't. I'm just done with that stuff. So that's my thing. If you're not, if I'm not, it's 2026. If you're not asking me to help you with your taxes in 2026, do not ask me in 2027 because I'm not doing it. I'm done.
And for those of you who are just joining us right now, this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Coach Gilbert Buchanan. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. And if you want to follow us, we impart valuable information to small businesses, contract providers, and also potential partners who want to join some of these businesses or work with the contract providers or even work with us, the business coaches. So we implore you guys to go ahead, go to YouTube and subscribe, or I should say, follow, or I should say, support.
Join the family.
Join the family. There you go. Join the Business Zone family, guys, because we've got a lot to offer here. We help small businesses in becoming business ready, contract ready, and line of credit ready. And we used to say loan ready. Well, we don't want to promote loans to small businesses because right now it's not in the best interest for small businesses. We want to talk about lines of credit because that's what most of our small businesses need. They need lines of credit, but their back office got to be set up and be proper and in order. And that's what my co-host was just talking about. So, guys, we're here to help you. So you reach out to us. We'll put our email and contact information in the chat, but we'd like you guys to reach out to us. And we're preparing a lot of small businesses for contract opportunities. We're preparing small businesses for government contracts currently, as well as being prepared for the LA 2028 Olympics. My company itself, Buchanan and Associates, we have a mentorship program which we launched back in November. And that was cohort number 1. Cohort number 2 will begin May 12th of this year, May 12th. That's going to be like 2 months down the road. And part of what we're going to talk about with regard to that mentorship program, we're going to coach you guys for 12 weeks. We're going to have classes for 12 weeks, and we're going to coach you for up to 6 months to get you guys ready so you can actually bid on government contracts. We're going to show you how to write proposals. We're going to show you how to write statement of qualifications and also to write capability statement and also to pitch your business with confidence. So contract providers can respect you guys and see that you guys have the level of competence they're looking for. So stick to this program, guys. Don't go away. Don't stray too far because there's, I would say, there's no organization like us here, the Business Zone, that really helps you guys. My co-host, Crystal, she does the bookkeeping, the accounting, the back office piece. She coaches you as well, and she's going to tell you a little bit about another program that she is running for youth entrepreneurs, guys. And we kind of like the youth because they pay attention to us. They listen. So, co-host, you want to talk a little bit about your program?
Yeah, I am actually, we're in our fall season right now for Biz Institute, but it's a program where we teach young people how to prepare themselves to be entrepreneurs and to actually launch their business. Eventually, that's the goal. And help them, and they find their sponsorship or their resources that they need through competition, and so that they're competing in somewhere from 2 to 3 competitions a year. And so we're in the fall program right now, and it's fall spring, I guess it's called. And so these young people will be competing in April and May, and they first week of May, it's always around my birthday, but the first week of May is going to be their graduation culmination as well as their pitch competition. And so we're excited for them. And then I have our summer program coming, which will be from June 22nd to July. I think it's 3rd. I think it's when it's over, 3rd or the 5th. It's somewhere in between that, before or after 4th of July. And so we're recruiting for those kids right now. Oh my God, that's the other drama that's been going on all week. We were trying to find a location. Our location we've been at for the last 2 years was no longer available to us. And so we have been on the hunt, and we finally got our location. We are now going to be back at Ochi, which is a school over on 54th in Los Angeles, in LA. And so, well, it was a great location. I'm not quite sure why we left, but anyway, we left there before and we got back. So now that headache is over. Now it's all about recruitment. And I have 1 month before we start interviewing in May. And then from there, we start bringing the kids in June. So that's my summer. So that's my
that sounds good. You know, co-host, while you're talking, first before I speak to while you were talking, I want to say shout out and big ups to one of our star supporters out there, Miss Pat Sinclair in the chat. She said we are the goats of the community. So
thank you, Pat. I appreciate that.
Pat said we're the goats in this community. Yeah, I'm gonna take that official title because I have so many titles. The small business paramedic, business coach, the coach. Now we're the goats. So,
yeah, I'll take that after this week that I had. I require that. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that because it was sometimes being the goat is hard.
So, co-host, this is what I was gonna say, right? Because we go through this program every year and we talk about different months, recognizing certain things. We got Women's Business History Month, which is this month. We have Financial Month, Entrepreneurship Month, all those months. And since your birthday falls within the month of May, then we're going to call that Coach Crystal's Month. So that will officially be her month from this point forward. May will be Coach Crystal's month.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm sorry, other May-born people, but I am quite gracious, so I don't have a problem sharing with you. So thank you. Since that is the month,
just fall in line behind Coach Crystal, okay?
Right, exactly. Because I think I've given up that month on I can't go out of town for my birthday because of the fact that I'm always at a competition on the actual day of my birthday.
So we're gonna have to recognize that as Coach Crystal's month.
Right, exactly. So I do appreciate that. Outside of that, we're bringing this month to a close. Tomorrow is the BBA's Black Salute to Women.
Oh.
So the women that are being honored are Angela Gibson Shaw.
I hope you're one of them being honored.
No, I'm not one of those. I'm being honored. I was supposed to be honored in April, but it's been just recently pushed back, which is actually I really do appreciate this one. This is let me finish telling you about the BBA, and then I'll tell you about the one that I am being honored in, and I actually am very excited about that. Generally, it's great to get the flowers and so forth, and that people recognize you, that you're out there, and I am so appreciative for those that have. But this one is really pretty special, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But Angela Gibson Shaw, Patricia Click, Emma Maxey, and she's from Northrop. Her name
Oh,
just
the lady that does contracts from Northrop Grumman.
yeah. So those are the women that are being honored at the which is awesome because
That's
those
a good
ladies.
company, good company of women right there. You know, they've been
Yeah,
doing
they
in the
work
community.
hard.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot in the community. You know, Angela, Emma, what's the other
Patricia
lady?
Pat Click.
Pat Click, yeah, and then
Yeah.
the lady from Northrop Grumman. Those are for
Yeah.
uh, distinguished ladies. Yeah.
Very distinguished lady. So I will be attending that event tomorrow. So and all of them will be on the dais, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
The one I'm really so I was slated to be honored on the uh 28th of April. I hadn't I was been so busy I hadn't even been able to market it, which is fine now, but because there's so many other events that are happening on that same day, they have decided to push it back. And I'm gonna see if I can find the flyer. They decided to push it back so that that everyone is not in competition trying to get to that event, and there's so many other events. But the one that I'm being honored at is called that let me for you. It is called it's for the STEM, the community, the people working in STEM and bridging the gap for STEM.
Mm.
And that's important because some of what I do with our children, STEM stands for what is it? Science, was it science, technology?
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Right. So I'm being honored for the work that I do with the youth in entrepreneurship
Yeah.
for financial literacy, which is a lot of what our program is financial literacy. So when she called me, I was just really, really impressed by, was honored because, that's an area that we really, really have to focus on with our children. And um, and they do some real deep thought before they select their honorees, making sure that they are slated in that space,
Yeah.
and are working to bridge the equity gap within STEM with people of color. So I'm
Right.
very, very honored for that one. So that is now being moved to November
Mm.
14th, I believe, and it's going to be a casino night and dining. So that's the idea. Thank you
Beautiful.
for that.
Beautiful.
I appreciate that.
Excellent. Excellent. And before we bring on our next guest, I want to make another special announcement here. I was invited today. Was it today or yesterday? Today. I was invited by the Asian community, the Chinese Asian community, to a leadership summit in San Gabriel to be one of the very special guests to speak at this event. The summit is called California Dream for All. And
Oh,
yeah, and it's a summit that speaks to the retail community. So they would like me. The lady said, Gilbert, I really want you to be our very special guest because you know a little bit more about this than anyone else. I said, oh, that makes me feel so honored. So I'll be speaking in Chinese, guys, just so you know.
oh, wow.
I'm serious. I'll be speaking in Chinese.
Okay.
They're gonna be wearing glasses like this, so when I speak, it's gonna interpret the language into Chinese. So they're gonna get.
Oh, they have what do they call oh, there's the glass is a I have a friend that had they
Yeah. So
yeah,
the glasses, what it does, it take the words that you speak and it
and converse
translates
it.
into the language. So when they look at it, they can see what I'm saying. So and
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
so
go
yes,
ahead.
I'll be there to do that, and it's going to be April 12th from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
So just want to let you guys know I'll be there doing my thing and trying to speak on behalf of the retail community. I'll be talking about the retail associations and how rules and regulations that they implement for small businesses that small businesses have to abide by, such as retail shops like the 7-Elevens, Pink Dot.
Oh, okay. Those
Yeah,
type of the fast,
yeah, those
the
type.
fast, and it's interesting because we in America, we have our 7-Elevens, and there's a few others out there, but that is a major, major, major industry
Yeah.
in Korea,
Oh yeah.
and actually
Even in
in
China.
China.
Even in
Yeah,
China.
China and Korea, it is major. I'm heavy into K dramas, and so I just saw a whole series, 152 52 episodes, which is the longest I've ever
Oh,
the largest number of episodes in any K drama I have watched, and I've been watching them over 10 years now.
yes.
And it was all about a company, a family. They had
Yeah.
a family business that was in buying and developing and putting convenience stores all around the little communities
Yes.
within Seoul. That's really
Right.
what Seoul.
Right.
Yeah, so that was
Excellent. Excellent.
awesome, Gilbert. That's a big one.
Yeah, yeah. They reached out to me. They said they heard about me. I said, really? Let's see how I can help. They said, you got a lot of expertise helping small businesses. So, and some of the guests that's going to be there, there's a lady from the Secretary of State's office. Her name is Fiona Ma, I believe, MIA.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's the one who writes the checks. She signs the checks for the
Yes, I've met her a couple of times. In fact,
so she's going to be there as well, speaking.
Okay.
And a few others. So it's going to be a great event, man. It's going to be a great event. So
yeah, Fiona Ma, I've been to a number of organizations events that had her as a speaker.
Yeah.
I think prior to her running for public office, she was involved in the in PACE, the Pan Asian Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Association PACE, and she's really, really, really a cool person. In fact, I think I saw her somewhere else, and I think I've signed up for another conference or something, and she's going to be there. So, well, congratulations. That is really pretty big.
Thank you, co-host. Thank you.
And I have one more. So I have a young lady that I am coaching right now, and she is a paraclimber.
Yeah.
She that climbs with one arm.
Oh, really?
And so she is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. So either isn't that fantastic? So either she'll be doing it for the U.S. But there's only a number of them that can be in the Paralympics in the U.S. That's the Olympics of the Olympics. So if she is not participating under the banner of the U.S., she will be participating under banner of Taiwan. And
see,
so
I'm excited now. I want to see the Olympics now.
I know, huh? I was just like, wow. I told her, she was like, oh, it ain't great. She says, it's just, I was like, girl, to be invited to and to be in the Olympics, where the Paralympics, and the Paralympics obviously is bigger than in the Olympics. Actually, I said, if you're not excited, I will be your number one fan.
Man,
I am over the top about that, and so. And her business is about. She has a business that brings those that are disabled together. It's called Diversibility, and she's really a sweetheart. And she just she was on the Jennifer Hudson show recently.
Oh, really?
And she just got to speak at I think it's a psychologist convention or convention last week, and she now is a Nike model for not Nike, Adidas model for adaptable clothing.
See, that's what I'm saying, that, when people don't let their disability hold them down, it's just, the sky's the limit. And see, this person, I mean, she don't care about what disabilities are. She's probably got what disability?
Right, exactly.
Climbing rocks, climbing
One
mountains.
hand.
See, I can't even do that. Then I got
And she's a little tiny thing. She is not very big at all, but one hand. And I told her, girl, I am impressed beyond being impressed.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our field correspondent, Mr. Greg Sneed. He just joined us here on the podcast, and he said, Wagwan, Wagwan, man.
Hey, Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg was out he was out in the field yesterday. So I took his place as the MC for the community briefing. So he was doing field work yesterday.
See, I'm telling you, that's what he does best, being a field correspondent, man. I'm sure he's out there sampling all the Jamaican food and all of that. So.
Right, exactly. So hi, Greg. So I didn't get to see him yesterday, but we had a great, and we're gonna get to you in just one moment, Maria. Not in the cotton field, no, baby, no, not ever in the cotton fields. He was out. He was out in the water fields, because I believe they were talking about water conservation. He was out in the water fields yesterday. And one other thing I was going to speaking of him, we had a young lady on yesterday on the community briefing, which I'm going to get her on the business zone, because she was incredible. So just imagine this audience and Gilbert. This lady, she's in the financial services industry. Yeah. But one of the things she does is a legitimate credit restoration.
Oh, really?
And financial trauma counseling.
Ooh, those are new categories.
Right, exactly. And the reason why she is in those spaces was because somehow or another she was pronounced dead.
What?
And she wasn't dead. She was alive and kicking.
Who pronounced her?
It just in the system, and everything shut down. She said she went from her credit score was 8 or whatever it was to 0 because she was dead. Lord. Everything, all her debtors, or anybody she had liabilities, she owed liabilities to. They had all been sent notification that she was Social Security office had been sent. It was like a switch went off, and then all of a sudden she was alive on this day, and the next day she was gone, and all chaos broke out on the next day.
See what Greg said in the chat. He said, "I need that when I get a letter from the IRS." So he pronounced himself dead.
It was like, and so she was telling me, she goes, it was hard. It was, and still, there's still some trauma and some things that take place every now and then as a result of that. So she had to go through a whole lot of things, proving that she was alive.
There's no better person to do a program like that, credit restoration, than her, because she's been to the bottom. She's been to the bottom there, and she's been back. So she knows what's going on down there.
I was like, whoa, how the heck did something like that happen?
Let's bring in our special guest for today.
Yes,
so
please
want to read her little bio and things.
All right, we're ready. Ready to bring her on.
Yeah, you can go ahead and read her bio.
Okay, and then I'm going to move her here. And put her over here where you are, and us over here where we are. And welcome, Maria. We are so happy to have you. Your coach over here raves about you. He's been raving about you. So,
folks, this is Miss Maria Colon. For those of you who never heard of her before, after today, guys, you are going to remember her. When I first met her, she was all quiet. I didn't really know much about her. But as time progresses, I'm going, wow, this little quiet lady is becoming a powerhouse. She had a lot of information. She was very knowledgeable. And then the more I delve into her background, is the more I found out that, whoa, this lady is somebody. She knows what's going on. She's connected. So we decided, she went through my mentorship program this past cohort, and she was phenomenal. She was one of the top students in the program, because she's familiar with what goes on. She's done a lot of this before. And on top of that, she's big on digital marketing. That's her expertise. And as a matter of fact, she helped me with this campaign to launch cohort number 2 in my mentorship program. So, which will start May 12th of this year, which is less than like a month and a half. So she's been phenomenal, man. She is great. So if you want to read a little bio about her and let the public, the audience know a little bit more about Ms. Maria Colon, then that is great.
Well, welcome, Maria. I think that was like the best. You can tell us the rest about you, but Gilbert did a good job of introducing you.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Oh my God. Thank you, Coach Gilbert. It's been a pleasure working.
You are welcome anytime. Anytime. My co-hosts will tell you, I don't really align myself with too many people. I don't give them that much praise, but I'll give you your flowers because you deserve it.
Well, thank you for that. And we're working on it, and I know that there's a lot more to do, but I'm so grateful for helping you, collaborating with you with your program, and for inviting me here. Thank you, Crystal, for this wonderful opportunity.
And see, some of your classmates are in the chat right there. They're sending you flowers. Look at that. Pat is giving you your flowers. You see that?
Yes, I can see it. Thank you, Pat.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So go ahead. Let us know what's going on.
We're going to let you take over, and we're just going to sit over here and mute ourselves and then come back in with some questions every now and then.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. Basically, I came from Dominican Republic. I don't know where you want me to start because I have a lot to share. I came from the Dominican Republic when I was 17 years old. My mom was here since I was 3.5 years old. So it's been interesting because I grew up with my grandmother in Dominican Republic and my sister. And then I came over here and I was finishing high school. I wasn't quite done with high school. So I finished high school in New York. And then I went to college in CUNY, Lehman College. And I graduated as a computer science major. It was very tough because my mom was a single mother. She was always working in restaurants. And like I tell Coach Gilbert, my mom was not an entrepreneur. She was, she knew how to cook. And she will, have different restaurants and it wouldn't go well. She was not very savvy about, handling the finances, payroll, all that stuff. But she was good at cooking and she loved to do it. And she had multiple businesses in New York as restaurant businesses. And at the end, she ended up kind of losing them. I learned a lot from her mistakes. So I didn't like the restaurant business, but I learned a lot from her. And then 2010, 2011, after I was working and I was generating a lot of, good income, I got myself a restaurant in New York City. And I got that restaurant because my mom she didn't have a business. So, so I said, well, I have money. Let me help my mom. She can have a business there with my ex-husband. And oh my gosh, if I tell you that you could actually learn so much without even going to the university, like learning day to day when you don't know what you're doing. Well, that happened. That business was 3 years trying to get it open. I couldn't get anything working. I was paying rent every month, and at the same time, I was trying to get the business open, the restaurant to code because it was New York City, so you have a specific requirements when it comes to buildings. I didn't know anything about that. And this happened to a lot of business, to a lot of people that don't know about business. They want to get into business. They don't do the due diligence, right, to find out if there's any violation with the buildings and so forth. And then you end up signing a list and you have tons of problems. And that's what happened to me. So I signed the list. I was kind of a fool because there was a restaurant there before, and I thought everything was okay. But it turns out that the restaurant was there illegally. It was improperly done, so I had to rebuild the whole thing, and it took like 3 years. 3 years to get a Perco, and then I didn't want to give up. I'm a kind of person that when I start something, I like to see something. I need to see it realize, but sometimes it's probably your pride, your ego, right? That you can do it, and sometimes you push too far. So it was close, 3 years in the making, lots of money in contractors, rent, and everything. But I opened it. At the end, I opened the restaurant, but it was open only for 2 years. After 2 years, 5 years all total, I couldn't keep it up. And I just said, no, this is too much for me. So that was a lesson learned. That was my first business. And I learned a lot. And I tell people, sometimes you learn the easy way, sometimes you learn the hard way. And that's what happened to me. Um, so I always tell people, whenever you go into do, whenever you have an idea of a business, make sure you research it, you go and find out everything, and always, even if you understand the list and you understand all the everything that's written down, always go to a lawyer, find out because there are things written in the list that is not for the to benefit the tenant, it's to benefit the landlord. And you sometimes you don't know the lingo, you don't know you don't know the technicality, so you always want to consult with a lawyer and find out exactly whether that lease is in your benefit and how you can negotiate it better. So that was a quite an experience. So now, go ahead.
Now, in honor of Women's History Month, can you tell us and the audience a little bit about your journey with as a software engineer with what's the name of that company? General Dynamics.
Yes. So after I graduated from college, 1999, oh, please don't count how long that's been. I got a job working at Electric Bowl, General Dynamics here in Groton, Connecticut, and I came in as an engineer one. I was working in the white that was during the Y2K, working in new projects. So I started there, and it was a great opportunity for me to go there. Minority woman, Latina, so it was a great opportunity for me. So I started as an engineer one, started working in multiple projects. I had an amazing experience there to the point that I worked there for 18 years. I became a project lead for a project where I was doing the software development. And then 2017, I decided that I wanted to go and pursue my own dreams. I decided that I wanted to do something different. I didn't quite know what. I just knew inside of me that I needed to do something. And for about a year, since 2016, I started thinking about it. Now, it is very hard after you have been successful with a company and you have, accomplished so much. And plus, I had two children and I have lost that business, that restaurant. So it was a lot, but it was something that I couldn't hide anymore. Like it was something bigger than me that I needed to move and do something else. Even though someone would think, well, you just lost a business. Why would you go and adventure again and try to do something where you were not successful with a previous business, right? But in me, that was not going to stop me because, like I said, it was something inside of me that it was bigger than me. I needed to go and try new things, and even though I was too safe where I was, I knew the job. Of course, there's always a lot of challenges with every project, with everything that you're doing, but I was comfortable in the sense that it was a job that I have for 18 years. So I needed something like a challenge or something. I don't know, something new that for my life, and that's when I decided to leave in 2017, and I started to kind of learn, go online, try different things. Back in 2017, it was building like e-commerce stores, doing drop shipping, learning marketing, and that's how I got myself into marketing because I created this wonderful, beautiful website selling jewelry on Shopify, and then I was like, now what? I need to generate traffic to this website, so I need to learn how to send traffic to my website. So that's how I got into marketing, and I started learning how to create campaigns, how to drive traffic, how to make conversions and things like that.
So, as a female and a Latina and a minority, when you first approached this company to work as a software engineer, how was that received? Did they treat you any different? Did they look at you funny and go, "What are you trying to talk about?" How did they deal with that?
Well, the way I got to interview with them was because I went to a job fair in New York City. And when I got there, I gave them my resume. I was just completing my bachelor's degree, and I talked to a wonderful, wonderful person. He was there. He was so proud of his work. He kind of inspired me the way he was talking about what he was doing, and I told him, well, I'd like the opportunity to go and an interview with you guys. And then a few weeks later, and that was in 1999. So the way they did it back in those days was they would send you a letter. That's when we were started doing those answering machine. But they didn't call me and left me a message, hey, come over to interview and set up an interview at this number. They sent me a letter. So when I received the letter in the mail, I was kind of like suspicious. I'm like, who sends a letter now that we have answering machine? But they were all they were doing it the old way. They were not calling people at that point, at least not me.
Yeah.
So I kind of doubt it, but then I called the number and they set up everything for me to go from New York to Connecticut to interview, and they handle everything. And I went there, I interviewed with the team, and it was amazing because the manager at that no the supervisor at that time, he was from New York, so he started asking me about New York, and this guy, I don't know how to say it, but he he was my supervisor when I started working at the company, and then he was my manager. And ever since I worked in that company, he was my manager, my supervisor, or my manager, and he was just the best. I don't know, he professional, compassionate. He was someone you can go to and talk to. I never had any problem. The team that I worked with was the best thing any person can ask for because they were professional, they were smart people, very smart people, and I never had any problem. And I never felt like I was a Hispanic, Latina, black person. Nothing. I never felt that way with my team. Now, there is a big company, but with my team, they were supporting me all the way. Never had any problem. And when I decided to leave, my manager told me, if you want, I give you an auction. Why don't you just take a year off and then you come back here and your job will be here waiting for you? But when he said that, I appreciated it. I was very thankful for that because not everybody will do that. But then in my head, I was thinking, well, if I do that, I'm just kind of like setting myself like, plan B. I don't want to have, I'm just going to jump because if I know I can come back, right, I'm going to have that safe spot that I can come back to. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just go and do what I needed to do. And at the same time, something in me told me I was done with that part of my life, that I was ready for something new. So,
See, what's amazing about that story, Maria, is that just like me, that person saw the value in you. You brought value to the organization, and he was able to see that quickly, and that's why he was able to bring you on and give you the leverage that he gave you to do the things you do, because he knew. And you come across as a very genuine person. You speak from the heart, and when you're speaking, well, most people will not say, she doesn't know what she's saying, or I think she's BSing us. They will know it's legit, So he probably saw that and go, you know what? Let's bring her on the team. Let's, have her do her thing and produce. And that's what you've been doing. And, they appreciate it, just like I appreciate you, helping with my program. So kudos to you. And in honor of Women's History Month, I want to say keep up the good work. Cole, do you have any questions for her?
I do. So exactly what is your business now? What services do you provide?
So yeah, so once I got into digital marketing, I started as an affiliate marketer. So affiliate marketing is you find a product online, it could be a training, it could be products in different marketplace, and then you promote it and you get a commission. But you are responsible for paying for traffic, right? You can pay that, or you can even generate sales through through organic. But usually you get a commission. So that's how I started it. But then I looked around the community where I work, where I live, and there was a lot of businesses that were struggling, right, with lack of sales. They need more customers and so forth. So I said, how can I leverage the all the knowledge that I gain as an affiliate marketer to work with small businesses? And that's a lot of things that people don't understand. Doing local marketing and affiliate marketing is two different things, because in affiliate marketing you actually targeting people all over, right? You could be targeting people all over United States, Canada, UK, right? But if you're doing local marketing, then your audience is very selective, because your client might be a local roofer, a local plumber. So you have to be very strategic as how you target people in the areas that they serve. So I started doing local marketing, and it was because I heard one of those business owner that he was struggling with customer, and it gave me the idea. Wow, I could go back and learn how to do this local marketing, and become more specialized and work with local businesses. So since then I created my company EFS Digital, and we are here located in Connecticut, but we work with business owner all over the place. We work with home services, coaches. We work with realtors, and what we do is we help those business owner kind of like get in contact with the audiences that need their services and their products through digital marketing.
That's pretty awesome. So, with uh, our having me have with the business zone, and I have the community briefing, and there's another podcast that I have. I've been generate more, wanting to generate revenue, or to monetize both our channels as well as merchandising on those. So the way so everybody's doing that obviously on YouTube and everywhere else, on TikTok and Instagram. So it's about buying ads. Is that the best way to do that?
I wouldn't say it's the best way. It depends, because you can generate organic traffic. The thing is that we organic traffic, it takes time, right?
Yeah.
Even if you create a YouTube channel, you have to create content, right? You have to build your subscribers until you can monetize or create your audience. So it takes time. You could do it organically, but it would take time, depending on how aggressive, how much content you generate, and your strategy. With paid ads, it's quicker, because you paying the platform to show your ads in front of people that might be interested in those services and products, right? If you're doing, like, for example, a Facebook campaign, right? You're putting ads in front of people as they going through their through their through posts from their friends and family. They're also seeing your ads. That gets kind of like when when you put it into the news feed, it gets kind of like combined with friends and family posts, so it's kind of more, kind of like more natural to the platform. So but you could be generating more revenue quicker that way. So I always tell people, you want to have both strategy. You just don't want to focus on just the organic, because it takes too long if you're a business owner waiting to grow your YouTube channel, or waiting to rank your website, or ready to rank your blog or something like that. It will take time. If you combine that with paid advertising, it will be the you will be able to generate that revenue quicker, because you can create a campaign and be driving traffic to your website within hours, right? Depending on who you're targeting, what your offer is, and how the campaign is structured, and the strategy that you use. But you should be able to combine both. That's my answer.
And so on YouTube, so that's one of the things that we've been wanting to do is increase our. We have views. I mean, we have tremendous view. Well, over the years, because we've been on air for quite a long time, and I do track that. Um, but it's our, as Gilbert says, we tried everything. Join our family, subscribe, do everything, and nobody does anything. With the exception of Pat and other people. But other than that, it's like we're begging them to do that. So our numbers there have been pretty stagnant for years.
So
I did
we,
pay for ads, or a let me change it. I didn't pay for ads. We paid for a site that was supposed to be doing organic outreach, but if it was organic, and it did grow the numbers, but they never came back. So I don't know how organic that was, or even if they were. And so I stopped it after a while because I just couldn't see return viewership from those particular links.
So when it comes down to organic, if you're trying to rank your website or rank, or your YouTube channel, you have to be very consistent when it comes to the keywords, because it's through the keywords that you use that people, when they search, they can see your content. And your
Mm-hmm.
website, it's kind of like I tell people, like SEO, for example. If you're trying to rank your website, remember, you are ranking. It takes time to rank your website, and it's something that you cannot do once and forget. This is something that is consistent, because what happens is the algorithm keep changing, the system, the technology keeps changing. So you need to keep on working on your SEO. And then also your competitors are paying for SEO as well. So it's kind of like something that you have to keep on doing. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Now, with the new technology, with AI and all that thing, it's gonna become easier for people, or people are changing the strategy with SEO, because people are not searching the same way they used to search. The way we're thinking is changing, so it's
Mm.
more like intentional. So there's going to be a lot of changes to the SEO, because the way we are heading in terms of how we search for things. So but it's a consistent, it's consistency. It's doing it consistently. And when it comes down to your YouTube channel, it's those keywords. It's always using the right keywords that are being searched. So looking to see the volumes of those keywords, and you have to have the proper amount of keywords so that when they searching, you can show up.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And I do a number of. I have some programs that's linked to the channel that when we're broadcasting, after we finish broadcasting, it actually comes back and does an audit, and then I throw in, and then I do the keywords on the front, on the back end though, not on but it's all on the channel.
Hmm.
But for live shows, it's not until it is actually done that I go in and do all of those mechanical
Okay.
things
Yeah, it's
to
a
it.
tedious work. It's a tedious job, because you have to consistently be doing that over and over again, and then do the test and kind of like go to Google, search it up, and see how you showing on this on the video list and things like that, or the searches. And then kind of like looking for more, because you can even go and edit past videos and adding keywords, right, that are relevant to that particular show or that particular program.
Okay, okay. And then if you're doing a product, the same thing for those that are, having a nice consistency of your keywords for the product that you're selling. But in
Yes.
addition to that, I would imagine you almost need professional like pictures and so forth in videos in order for people. I know I do a lot of shopping off of my Facebook ads that pop through, and so they get my attention.
Yes.
Especially, and with AI, it's kind of they know what you like, right? I'm all into skincare, and so it pops up every, especially Korean products. Boy, every time I open up my Facebook page, there's an ad that pops in that's for the things that I like.
I tell people like, "Oh, I don't like how Facebook is following me or tracking me." But anytime you go to Facebook or any social media platform, you sort of giving consent, right? You so everything you click, everything you do, your behavior is being tracked. Now, I always tell people that's something you cannot control, right? They
Hmm.
are getting all that data and they use that data for advertisement for a lot of different things. So the question is, how do you use that data in a beneficial way? For me, I look at it like people retargeting. You go to Facebook and all of a sudden you go to CNN, Fox News, or whatever, and you see in the same product. That's called retargeting. So they following across the internet. But to me, when you use that data because you're selling a product that can solve someone's problem, like for example, skincare or something that you need, like a service that you need for your home, I don't see any problem with that. I don't know. I mean, we're using the data as marketer. We are trying to promote a service of a product for a business owner. I don't see any problem with that. Now, the problem is when if the platform has the data and you can use it to sell a service, I think that's a good thing, right? But I think it depends how the data is used at the end of the day. If I can use it to help a business owner that needs more revenue, I would do that every day, right? Because I'm trying to connect that business owner with audiences that need that product or service. Now, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go finish.
There are a lot of people that are against that. There's a lot of privacy and a lot of things. And what's happening nowadays is there's a lot of privacy issues. So the Facebook ads Facebook is having issues, targeting people because of the privacy. So there's a lot of things that can be done. To reach more people. There's a lot of different settings when it comes down to campaign and conversion and tracking that can be done. But it's a challenge, right, for marketers nowadays. There's a lot of challenges trying to get more conversions for businesses and all the privacy and all the different laws that we got to follow.
You are very well versed in this area because sometimes you ask about affiliate marketing, and people just give you a very vague, a
Mhm.
very vague explanation, and they never really tell you how to really, the step by steps, right? Um, Patricia has a question. How does cybersecurity fit in with this? So obviously, if they're tracking you,
Yes.
how and within your business and yourself, because you've been doing this for a long time, have you seen some increased challenges or problems that have occurred since cybersecurity seems like it's a whole nother industry tapped into the technology industry?
Oh yeah, it's a real challenge. It's a real challenge, and I can say that because people don't understand, don't know how serious this is. For example, me as a marketer, I handle clients' account, right?
Mhm.
One of the things that I seen in the past few years, I had my account with Facebook since 2008, 2009,
Oh,
or
wow.
2007.
Hmm.
Yes, but it's been a challenge. Never had any problems. And what happened is nowadays is like what I had seen is there's a lot of vulnerability on some of the platforms where you know and people can hack your account. And the problem that I seen and I lived through it is that let's say you have you handling multiple accounts. One account get hacked. Now automatically those accounts get compromised as well. So security is a big deal. Cybersecurity is a big deal when it comes to digital marketing because we are, especially if you're a marketer, you get targeted, right? And you gotta be make sure that you have protection on all your accounts. But what I can say is, from my experience, what I see is sometimes those platforms they're vulnerable, and even if you do everything per code, there are vulnerabilities in the platforms that people are not aware of, but they are there. And sometimes by the time you can react, your account can be hacked. And the problem also is that they even within the platform, they you get hackers that go and try to sort of like impersonate the platform itself to get you to
Wow.
click the links. I had tons of clients that would say, oh, I'm getting this message in Messenger, and it tells me to click here, and it has the logo of Meta, for example, but they're not Meta. They are hackers within Meta.
And you know what? Speaking of that, yesterday I got something from Meta, and it was talking. It was for my a Google account for the Business Zone,
Mhm,
and it was saying something about I can't even remember what it is, but I have a platform. I have a it's called Guardio that is
mhm,
on all of my emails, and so my desktop, my laptop, my tablet, everywhere that I actually have access to, and it came back and said this is not a Meta account, Meta account. So because it was asking, saying something, sign up now for something about the workspace or something it was talking about. And I had was getting ready to click onto it, and then my Guardio message popped up, and so I trashed it. But
mhm.
yeah,
Well, yes,
so
I have a lot of clients. Sometimes they will get messages, email, and saying, "Hey, this is Meta," and it has the logo and everything. And then when you look at the email address, it's not Meta. It's some sort of a weird, domain. And but a lot of the moment you click on that link, it takes over, your account, and by the time you want to react now, one of the issues, me particular, that I have with that is like if you implement different security levels in your Facebook account where you could have like the two factor authentication, or you could have a third party app, like where you have the code that gets generated. So to me, it's kind of like, well, you go through all those levels of security, right? You're protecting your account, but sometimes even those get bypassed. And that's
hmm
what is kind of mind blowing to me, because if you don't have my cell phone and I'm having the two factor authentication, I should be receiving code to my phone that prevent from anyone to get access. But sometimes those could be bypassed as well. So I tell people you got to be very, very careful when it comes to your accounts, because and another thing I want to say, because I don't know if a lot of business owner, maybe if you're planning to run ads and paid ads, you got to be very careful, because what happened is the reason why they are hacking those accounts is because they can run Facebook ads or Google ads from your account and then charge your credit card on
oh
file.
my God.
That's what happens.
Oh, I
That's
see.
yes.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
and I'm not the only one. I talk to a lot of marketers that have been, their accounts from their client have been hacked. And then the beautiful thing, and I never talked about this, and I said I should talk about this because this is
Yeah, this is
information.
important.
This is important. So what happened is, so they hack the account, they remove you as an admin right away from the account, so you cannot get back into the account. And now they run their ads from your ad account, and now your credit card gets charged. Now keep in mind that when you have an account with Facebook, you have a limit. You have to build it up. They start with $25 per
All right.
day, right? That you can charge, and they don't allow you to charge more because they're trying to build that relationship. They want to know if it's going to go through the bank when they charge it, right? So
Right.
you can be building that account up to years, right? At some
Uh,
point, they trust you, so they open your credit, and then you could charge even $1,000 per day, 2,000, whatever, depending on how you are growing that account. Now, if you, if a hacker, and I don't know how they do this, maybe I don't know, I don't know how they do it, but let's say you have an account and that account has a limit of $50 per day. Tell me how a hacker can hack into that account and start charging 1,000 instead of
and
fifty
if they
dollars.
have that limit, we're gonna have you and Lisa Brown come on and talk about that because Lisa knows the cyber end of this.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like
Wow.
how can they, if I, as the owner of the account, cannot run a $1,000 a day campaign, how can a hacker do it? Well, because they have ways that they can bypass that some way somehow, right? So what I'm trying to say is immediately, if you think that your account has been hacked and you've been running ads, or you have an ad account that is connected to a credit card, you have to report it right away, because that's the first thing they're going to go and get access to, is to run your ads from your account and then charge your credit card. And then the problem is it's very difficult. Another thing that people don't know, is very difficult to get a hold of a live person within Facebook or within any of these platforms to
Yes.
go and, you know, and put a claim against this. And then sometimes you end up losing your money because there's no way you can communicate, you can talk to them and fix the problem.
Yeah, and I noticed that especially with my on my personal account, I am super active on that account, right? On our business accounts, especially with the business zone, I'll come in, once a week to work on that. But it's not like my
Mhm.
personal one where I'm on all day long and people know who I am, and the way I post is there's very specific times that I do what I do. But I noticed that we get a lot of things. And where you've violated the was it the copyright
Mm.
right, and then
Mhm.
you have to
Mhm.
call this person or this
Oh,
person and
yes.
this person. Is like, there's never any music on ours at all. So there is no violation. but
I
but you
know.
have to do this. But here's one, and everyone should be aware of this, because if you don't, like, I use my computer and it's a workhorse, right? So I end up having to trade up or go out and get new computers on a regular basis. But there are some people that are not consistently using a computer, like work, right? And
Right.
so Windows will change its operating system, like going from 10 to 11. And if you have a computer that still is operating on anything less than 11, or 10, 9, 8, 7, there is no security on that computer anymore because it's
Right.
no longer getting update patches, right?
Right.
And so you're vulnerable. And when you and you'll find out with 10, or if you have an older computer and you have 10 on it, you cannot upload to 11 because
Right.
the computer doesn't operate. I mean, it can't handle that. So my sister had done that, and so she didn't like new stuff, so she has a hard time letting go of stuff. And so I told her, I said, you are so vulnerable right now. So I finally convinced her to go. We convinced her to go get a new computer, but she couldn't get that one set up right, so she went back to the old one. And sure enough, going through her email, and she uses Yahoo, which is not the best. That's like the
Oh,
worst. There, at least
yeah.
Google works at trying to be safe.
Right.
But
Right.
Yahoo, in AOL, there is no safety in either one of those emails. And so someone tried to hack her bank account the other day. And
Mm.
I told her, I said, stop using that old computer. I told you it has no security on it whatsoever. And you really need to move over to Gmail or iCloud or somebody, and or Outlook. I hate Outlook, but they do get regular security
Right.
updates and patches. So that sometimes is how they get in, is because you're using outdated, antiquated systems. So would you agree with that as well?
Yes, it's true. It's true. She has to upgrade, and the thing is, sometimes by the time you realize that your account has been hacked, it's late.
It's
they go
late.
fast. It's
Yeah,
fast. It's
yeah.
like within minute. Like one time I was looking at my email and I see a bunch of code. Like, did you requested this code? And I'm like, oh, I haven't requested this code, so I have to go jump into my account and change it right away. You have to be kind of looking at it all the time, protecting those accounts, because especially marketers, we are not just responsible for our own account, but our clients' account. So you have to be very vigilant and you need better level of protection, not just what the platform is allowing you to do with the authentication and so forth, but you need to have other systems, third party systems in place that you can use to protect your information.
So that's the first thing one needs to before they think about running ads is to make sure that your system is secure.
Right. So making sure, yeah, because the moment, this is the thing, and that's the good point that you make right there. The moment you start running ads, you're visible, right? So you are a business now that is showing, you're showing ads in different platforms, whatever. So now you're visible. So now you're running ads, right? And depending on your profile, right, you could be a target.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Gilbert, you have any more? Yeah, that was some good stuff. We need to have her and Lisa to get together, boy, because the hacking thing is out of control right now. It is like
Yes.
severe, but you need to be able to enter. You need to be able to advertise to grow your business when everybody's on the internet. It's like a catch can kind of situation, catch 22
Yes.
kind of situation. Gilbert, you have
Exactly.
anything?
Yeah, I think what Maria is saying is really true, and a lot of us consumers we really don't pay attention to the signs and the things that she's saying because when we receive a text, for example, I received this text saying that $599 has been debited against my PayPal account, and I'm going, I don't even have 199 in that account. So how are they going to take 599? You know. So and then they give you a toll free number and said, um, call this number if this transaction is not yours, and we'll get it settled. That's not PayPal. That's them trying to get you to call them, so they pretend like it's PayPal. Say, okay, we'll call this number and we'll solve it. So you're calling their friends, and their friends are trying to scam you some more.
But you know what, Coach Gilbert? What happened is you looking at it, you say, I don't have 199, but people don't look at that. They just go
Exactly.
they panic.
Exactly. They panic and then they call the number. Oh God, PayPal! They're taking my money, and then they're not
Mhm.
knowing that it's not PayPal. It's a scammer. They're still talking
Right,
to.
right.
That's
The
crazy.
thing is that in something like that, what you do, if you do have money in PayPal, you go and check your account online and you make sure you verify the
Yeah.
account first before you call, and then you initiate the call. Like if you see something that is suspicious, then
Yeah.
you go and figure out what the customer service number is from PayPal and you go and call yourself, but you don't go and click on any of those links.
See, this is the text right here. It says, PayPal update. We notice a charge of 599 USD on your PayPal account for Target gift card transaction. Another giveaway again is the gift cards because that's what the scammers do, those gift cards. So when you
Yes.
see that, this is no legitimate stuff. And they say,
Mhm.
oh, if you want to cancel or call PayPal support, call this number. So they give you a number, 801 number. That's not even a toll free number. It's 801.
Yeah.
Calling this number, it said for confirmation. That's ridiculous.
And coach, that also happened with government contract as well. I seen
Yeah,
scam when people are like, "Oh, we need X number of notebooks
yes, yes,
sent over to this address," right? And they say it
yes.
comes from like a contracting officer.
Hmm.
So it happens in all different industry and with the
Yes.
government, with the commercial, private. Yeah, it happens in every industry.
But I think what you said though, Maria, the fact that some people they click on these links not knowing where the links are from, they click on it and it just takes over their computers, so they need to be cautious of that.
Yeah, very cautious.
Right.
Yeah, and I think people like to, they're always like, "Oh, I'm not," they kind of brag about the fact that they're not very computer literate, but that's not a good thing. That's really it puts you in a position for you to be extremely vulnerable for hackers because they hear you too. Because everybody hear you, right? And you're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not very tech savvy or what have you,"
Yeah,
You
but
don't
you
need
have
to be.
to be. You have to be.
No, but
yeah.
you don't need to be tech savvy to use a common sense, right?
No, what Crystal is saying, when some people say I'm not tech savvy, the criminals are listening to that and they hear that and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
quickly send these little scamming texts or emails because they know
Yeah,
you're not tech savvy, so you're not going to be paying attention.
yeah, yeah. But at the end, I tell people you gotta look at the link. You gotta look at the source of the link.
Yeah,
And sometimes they're so interesting that
yeah,
they will use like words like hacker or something in their link
yeah,
to that
yeah,
level because people are not reading, right? But if you read the link closely, you see that the domain is weird or it's just not the real company.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I advise especially my older clients. I always tell my older clients, um, call me if you get anything crazy, and especially if it has anything to do with your accounting system or whatever, because I have access to that. So, and if anything's happening, I'm the one that's using it. So if someone calls and says, like I think recently my client called me and Norton's, where they received a notification from Norton's. No, was it Norton's? No, it was actually QuickBooks.
Hmm.
They received a saying that you owe 500 and something dollars for QuickBooks, and I said no. And it says your annual is due. I said we don't pay it on an annual. We pay it on a month to month because I come in and I do the bookkeeping for them. So I
yeah,
know exactly, and I have access to theirs on my computer. And so I called the number, and the person was trying. This is obviously they weren't from out of the country; they were right here in this country. And I went and I challenged them. I said, "Well, it's interesting since I'm the one that's doing all the work on this account. So how in the heck did you go do something and somebody approve something when I'm the one who would be the only one to do that?" And they're like, "Huh?" I said, and then after that, they realized that they hung up. And I got one yesterday from me, something from me yesterday, and they were asking, "Well, you did something. Let me tell you something."
So that means they're trying to get into your account.
yes, that's what they're trying to do because they want you to complain and say, "Well, I didn't." Okay, well, let's
Yeah.
see what's going on here. What is your username? Hey, Greg said, I'm still waiting for my $5 million from the Nigerian prince.
And Greg, if it's coming, it went to the orange toddler in the White House. You're not gonna get it, but
You
yeah,
gotta, you gotta keep waiting, my brother.
yeah, you're gonna keep waiting. But yeah, you got to be really, really careful with what's going on and keeping up your all your securities and your updates and all of those sort of things. So Maria, so what type of clients do you normally work with?
Oh, that's a great question, Crystal. So I work with small business owners mostly in on services, coaches, realtors. I have worked with different kind of industry, but when it comes down to home services, coaches, real estate, I done pretty well. I had done business to business pretty much, and also sometimes I do coaching. I do digital marketing coaching to small businesses because sometimes there are business owners that want to learn how to do digital marketing and they just don't know how or they have the time to do it and they want to learn how to do it. I was in the past I was associated with a business school online where they have like business education. So I was a coach for that institution, and I learned a lot about business owners. And sometimes they don't understand the level of power they get when they utilize a lot of the free tools that are available for digital marketing. And sometimes they just get kind of overwhelmed with so much, right? And it's better when you have someone that can explain it in a very simple way and show you step by step on how to do it. And a lot of the things that I got from that program for coaching those business owners was that they had no idea about the level of tools and resources that they get when they have like a Facebook business manager or their
Or
Google accounts and all the things they can do in the back end, because all they see when they create like a Facebook page, all they see is like create an ad or boost a post or something like that.
yeah.
It's not the same level as when you go into your back end, your business manager, and now you are able to manage all the different business assets and connect and have different level of support, and then tracking system, audience building. There's a lot of more tools that they don't know they have access to that they can use to market their business.
So, Maria, tell me this: if let's say I'm a random small business, I'm watching this podcast right now. I'm going, oh, I like what I'm hearing. How do I get a hold of this lady? She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. How did they get a hold of you?
So I have my website efsdigital.com, and
Yeah.
I also am in LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn account. Now, I'm a digital marketer, and people will say, "Whoa, you're not very active in social media." Well, I always tell people, I'm more like in the back end. I'm in the back end of social media when it comes down to creating campaigns and doing things like that, rather than being like creating posts, like regular posts and things like that, because I know the power. Like it's like I was telling Crystal earlier, you could do organic, you could do paid ads, because with organic it's more time consuming. You have to be very active, very doing it all day long and kind of like building that up from the scratch. Or you
Yeah.
can be doing the paid advertisement. So I spend my time more in the management side strategy with the paid ads. So there is another thing. There's something called social media management, and you have the digital marketers or the um, people that specialize in just posts and also kind of like engagement, where they do the posting for you and they manage your post engagement. That is called social media management. That's not what I do. I do more of the strategic digital marketing setup.
So it's efsdigital.com, right?
Yes, that's the name of the of my website.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. So, folks, if you want, you can go to this site and check it out. You can get access to Maria, and you can see what she does. She's got a variety of different clients. She's just being modest, and she won't tell us who the types of clients.
Well, I'm kind of like no, but I always tell people when it comes down to digital marketing, it comes to you could be specialized in a different industry, but what it comes down is to the research and
Yeah,
knowing how to set up, the strategy, building
yeah,
the strategy, and how to set up campaigns. You
yeah,
could build it like you can tell me, hey Maria, I have this new business, let's say construction or whatever, and I need to do an advertising campaign. Can you do it? I will not say no. I will go and do the market research. I
yeah,
will look at who's their audience. I will look at what type of service they want to promote, and I can create a campaign, no problem. Now, there are some platforms that are more suitable for different industry. For
yeah,
example, e-commerce. If you're doing e-commerce, you could use Facebook. You could use Google Shopping. But if you're doing like home services, where you really need conversions, you need clients, the
yeah.
best way is Google, because that's where people go and search when something is broken in their home.
All
Oh
right.
my, I have a leaking, my roof is leaking, or my I need a plumber. They don't go to Google, to Facebook to search for a plumber. They
Right.
go to Google. So there would be, now you could retarget on Facebook, right? It depends on, on the industry. So what I'm trying to say, I'm always going to tell you, hey Maria, I want to advertise plumbing services. I will tell you, well, the best platform for you if you're just starting, start with Google, because it's more intentional. People are searching for plumbing services versus Facebook, where you're just posting something in front of people and see if they need it, like a billboard, right?
Right. That's absolutely excellent. Yeah, because Google, I always Google is actually the very first AI. Everybody thinks Open
Yeah.
AI was the first AI. No, Google has always been, because that's the only place you went. It's everybody's best friend, right? Was because you do all your research there. So Maria, on a company that is not doing ads versus a company that is, how substantial in percentages do you think their income can increase, or their revenues at the end of the year?
Well, so with organic, you have no, um, how can I say this? You could have, like, you could say, well, I'm generating, let's say, 20 clients per month with the organic reach because I done SEO through the years. But unless you're consistently doing SEO, if you stop, that means that you could be outranked, right? With organic. So
Right.
it's very hard to scale. You cannot scale organic because it's not predictable. With paid ads, you can scale because, for example, let's say you are spending $2,000 per month, you're generating, let's say, 5 or 10 clients, depending on your industry, right? Now you invest in 2,000, you get 5 clients probably. Also, keep in mind, a lot of people don't realize this. When it comes to marketing, it's not just being able to generate visitors to your website, to generate leads or sales. But it also depends on your sales team, because you could be getting leads, right? But if you don't have a good conversion, let's say I give you 100 leads, right? And you're not able to convert any of those leads, maybe it could be the quality of the leads. Yes, we can look into that, but also you got to look at your sales team. How well do they convert, right? What is their conversion rate? And that's why in
Okay.
marketing, you can always record those phone calls. You can always improve on how they're selling the service. So you gotta look at different levels and see where the problem is, if there is a problem with conversion. So going back to your question, Crystal, it all depends, right? Because if you are depending on organic, you cannot scale it, but you can scale your paid ads, because once you have a solid system, once you have gone through the process of fine tuning your landing page, fine tuning your ads, fine tuning your message, fine tuning the ad copy, the creative, the video, the images, and then you get it to a point where you can sit down and say, okay, now I'm generating this, consistently, right? You know how much more money you have to put in if you want to generate 10 new clients. But that comes with a lot of work upfront. I I always tell people, you start with a baseline, you could have things that work in the industry and you can recreate it for another, but there's always going to be a variation on the demand, on the audiences. If you have a funnel that is working for realtors in New York and then you get a realtor in Florida, right? You say, well, this funnel is working in New York, but now you have a different audience. You might have to tweak it to make it work in Florida. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
the
I
audience
do.
is different.
The
So
audience is different, right?
the
Exactly.
audience is different, demand is different, so you gotta take into that account. So I would say it depends. That's my answer to you. You gotta look at all those variables and see. You can always scale paid ads once you have a solid system that has been fine-tuned, that's been optimized. You can look at the data and say, okay, this is what I'm getting, this is what I want to get. I can start scaling. And you gotta watch out also. I gotta say this because I seen it. You get to a point where you have a solid system that is generating, let's say, 10 clients per month, and then you say, wow, I'm going to add in $10,000. You start adding $10,000, and you know what happened? It doesn't give you the results you're expecting. Why? Because it's the platform is going to see, oh, you're trying to increment that, I'm going to increase the cost per acquisition. So you have to be very strategic on how you're going to do that.
Wow, you have just taught us so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna have you come back as our correspondent digital person because so many people have learned just the affiliate marketing and the digital marketing is such uh, it's like somewhere it's like hiding in the background, right?
Oh, yeah.
People are doing it because people are making tremendous amounts of money at it, but at the same time you're like, well, how do I do that, right? But you can scour the internet, you can go to YouTube, and no one really gives you all of the back data. It's like a secret society.
You know what? I always tell people I have purchased so many courses online. I'm gonna say it. I love investing in learning because every marketer has different strategy and you can learn from each other. But one thing I can tell you, most of the training that I see online, it's like buying a car with no wheels. They give you
That's perfect analogy. Yeah, they give you a car with no wheels or no engine and tell you to go.
So me, because I'm very like I like to make things work. Like sometimes I will get a training. Like I remember the early stages of my digital marketing, I will get a training, and then all of a sudden I get there. I'm like, what? This doesn't work. But then I will go and figure it out on my own, right? So they won't give you the whole thing, right? And then there's technicality, right? There are things that they don't have like a troubleshooting guide that tells you, well, if you get this happen, do this, try this or whatever, right? They don't tell you that. So you have to figure it out. And a lot of people get frustrated and they just don't do it because it's too much work for them. It's just frustrating for them. But I'm telling you, it's like buying a car with no wheels. You could get to you can never it never functions because there's a lot of things that they leave out of the training that is very for someone that doesn't have experience, it will be very hard to really make it work because they don't have probably that knowledge
Right, because
to
there's other parts to that, especially like you're saying, you got to go back and compare
Mhm.
your the matrix of it, right? Is it really
Yes.
working? Because unlike marketing, traditional marketing, you can send out some flyers, and if you send out 2,500 flyers and you get 30%, okay, yeah,
Right.
that's pretty good, right? As opposed to 1%. But with the internet, you don't know who's watching, right? You have no clue if you're not looking at the numbers afterwards, all of the insights. Because I know some people are watching and they'll tell me, and I'll go, really? Because
Mhm.
of course they don't subscribe, but they'll go, oh, I saw your show last week, it was absolutely fantastic. I'm going, well, you're not even on the subscriber list.
That is true.
And sometimes even here, because we're live, so it gives a counter supposedly of people that are watching, but there's usually more than that if I go back to the insights. And then of course the eyeballs that come afterwards. We've been on air long enough and we haven't advertised, and that's something, Gilbert, we have to do. We need to create a sizzle with reel so that we can advertise and spend the dollars on that. um
But
Well,
the thing
that's where Maria comes in because that's her expertise. That's her space. So we're gonna have to use her for that part. She,
but
I've seen what she's done for me. And another thing I wanted to add to the audience, I hope folks are listening. But another thing I wanted to add, you can have anyone on the internet or online who try to sell you services and tell you stuff. But with Maria, Maria is legitimate. She has integrity. I'm a big skeptic of hiring people and utilize their services. I had no problems hiring Maria to help me with my program, my mentorship program, because she's legit. She runs things by you. She confirms things before she takes it to the next step. So it's just a phenomenal thing. And I really, really, really like the way she works. It's just amazing. So that's why I've hired her to help me with my program, my campaign for this mentorship program. And I put the link in the chat for my web page, my landing page that she created. It's an amazing page. It's got everything I want out there and more for potential enrollees in the mentorship program to see and to get a better understanding and then enroll in the program. So kudos to you, Maria. Keep up the great work, and I'll
Thank
keep
you.
promoting you as much as I can.
Thank you, Coach, for that.
Uh,
It's
somebody,
been a
Awesome.
pleasure doing it. Yes.
somebody
Yeah.
here, somebody here, colored Ville 9324 said with EFS Digital, it's 100% good service, and Maria has a lot of talent. Congratulations. And
Thank
said,
you.
wash hands. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means, Maria?
Uh,
It's probably
what,
someone who knows you. They're giving you some props here. It's
let me see.
called Carlord.
Oh, Carlo, that's my husband.
Oh, look at
He's
that.
watching.
Look
He's
at that.
watching.
See, you're
He's
getting all the
watching.
support, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'll talk to you because I would like to have more ads. I think just because we've been on air so long and we're very consistent every single week, and then when I do the clips, I have them staggered like every other day,
Yeah,
and so there's a lot of traction out there, and so that from time to time I'll open up on one of my other on my page as a subscriber to the Business Zone, and I'll see that it's trending like some of my other people that are trending out there. So I do know that part is working, but we need to be more intentional in order to drive more people so that we can get more subscribers.
One
I am going to do an apparel um, component to it and see if we can drive traffic using t-shirts and stuff like that, and
one
that's specific to the Business Zone.
one thing I want to share with you, Crystal, is think about it this way. Um, you guys are here in YouTube, right? But you have the YouTube audience. You guys don't have any way to access those audiences, right? Because
Mm.
all the content for those audiences are kept within the platform. So
Mm-hmm.
think about that. When you are building your own audience, you have to be able to build your audience so that if the platform goes away, there is way that you can communicate with that audience. You could probably bring them to another platform if you need to, right?
Right.
Because you should be able to do that. So that's one of the things with the different platform like you like Facebook is the other one, right? You never get access to the contact
No, you don't
information
have
for the
access
person.
to that. Actually, I started a beehive newsletter.
Newsletter, yeah,
I just haven't had time to really uh, devote to it because that is the way most of the content creators are working now. They're either on Substack or they're on Beehive, and both of those platforms actually allow you to monetize like immediately once you get it
right,
all set up. So that is the next thing on my agenda. So yet exactly as you're saying. So because my other podcast, the community briefing, I do that on LinkedIn and not on LinkedIn. I do it on Zoom so that you have to sign in order for
right,
you to come. So we have a huge mailing list over there,
right,
and I did that purposely. But stream it doesn't stream unless I force it out to Facebook or what have you. But I can actually kind of redirect that over to Beehive or Substack, and then we actually could be streaming on Substack right at the present moment, which would increase it because you get different subscribers. So if nothing else, the Orange Toddler forced people and the selling of TikTok, and now I understand exactly why they did that. But the selling of TikTok forced people from being reliant on these platforms
mm,
and that control their audiences. They now have their own audiences over on either Substack or Beehive. So that is the new way of doing things. So yes, I am moving over there to that
Yes.
side so that we can make sure you do that, because you're absolutely correct. We have no control over Google. We have no control over Meta or Facebook, and or Instagram is Facebook as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
you have to move it out.
And I see that happening with a lot of businesses where they running ads and all of a sudden their account get suspended and they lose, like, because they were only running ads on Facebook. Now they don't have that income anymore, that revenue anymore, because they got suspended and they were only using Facebook as the advertising platform. And unfortunately, you cannot carry like the data, like the audiences that you have, the followers, to another platform. You don't have access to that.
And it's so funny that you said that, because there's some new platforms out there that are black owned.
Mm,
And that's one of the things that they talk about is we don't control, we don't augment, we don't shadow or do any shadowing. You guys can do whatever you want, and so we actually do need to not be so dependent on these. And a lot of people's like, well, I got to go over to a new platform and start it all over again. Well, at one point we were new on Facebook, we were new on Instagram, so we were new on YouTube. So you
right.
just do the same thing, but you get a platform that you have control over versus they have control over it. So
Exactly.
Maria, you've been awesome. Thank you for joining us today. It's a great way to close out Women's History Month, because you have definitely a command of your industry, and now I understand why your coach over there raves about you, because you were raving about. So,
Yeah. Yes,
you
we
the
are.
real deal, girl.
It's
You
it's
know,
like he said. It's like he said. I like to work one on one with the businesses. I don't like to make decisions for them. We work together, we partner, and we make things work.
hey, we're gonna set up a meeting with you, Maria, me and Crystal, so we can think about how we can expand this business zone. And with your expertise, we'll who knows, we may end up on one of those channels there, on those business channels. So you never know.
That sounds good.
Exactly. So thank you so much. So we have come to a close on our show for today. We are next week. We will be into April. It just came so fast. It's just so fast. So, and we will be celebrating business history next month, or business month. And so we will be highlighting a number of businesses. And then we started a series that we will continue on with our series that we and I think our next conversation is on conversation and how to master and be efficient at communicating as a business owner. So stay tuned next week, guys. Come back here at the same place, same time, 3 o'clock at 3 o'clock on Fridays. And you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Go over to YouTube. Why don't you just go to YouTube? Because if you go to YouTube, then you can hit that subscribe button and you can become part of the Business Zone family. And we have such a good time over here. And we are always looking for guests for our show. So you will reach out to us. You can go to our webpage, which is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. You can go over to LinkedIn. You can go over to Facebook. You can just Google us and we will pop up. And you find your way as to how you want to connect with us. And remember that Gilbert and I both are business coaches, and we are here to serve our community to a certain extent. Uh, so reach out to us, and so we can help you out to help you with your business. So the whole idea of doing business is to be successful at it. Gilbert, last words.
All righty. Well, my last word is go out, guys. Support Miss Maria Colon. She is amazing. I put her information in the chat. If you also want access to the type of work she does, you can look at my website, my landing page, and I put it in there, www.buchananassociates.net. You can click on that, and you can see the type of work she does. She also is responsible for the marketing for campaign for my mentorship program. So when you go there, also, if you're interested in enrolling in the mentorship program, to enhance your business, take it next level so you can start winning government contracts. Go there, enroll, and we'll take good care of you over the next 12 weeks and 6 months.
All righty. So everyone, have a great weekend. Be safe on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday is the No Kings March. I would imagine this is going to be one of the largest marches that has that we've seen in the last year or so. And so be careful out there. Be careful if you're standing in lines trying to fly somewhere. Just be careful, guys. Stay at home. This is a good time to stay at home. It's safer at home.
All right, guys.
All right.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
As a small biz pro, that's how we roll. Using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, that's how we grow. Using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.